Hundreds of people are now feared dead after raids by Boko Haram militants. One lawmaker says the insurgents are still in control in Gwoza district and have forced villagers to flee. Now, this comes amid word Nigeria's foreign minister will travel to London next week for a meeting focused on the fight against Boko Haram. Well, let's get the latest on all of this now from journalist Aminu Abubakar, who's joining us from Nigeria. Aminu, it's our understanding that these Boko Haram attacks targeted 4 villages on Tuesday. What have you been able to learn about what happened?
What happened was that villagers got wind of the attacks, and then they informed the military that there was going to be an attack, and they were assured of their safety and were asked to go home. And then much later in the day, a group of heavily armed insurgents dressed as soldiers came into these villages, pretending to be soldiers who were there to give them some security cover from Boko Haram attacks. And then they asked them to assemble in these villages. And after doing that, they went on shooting these residents, killing many of them, mostly men and children, and male children, while sparing the women. And those who were able to escape ran into the mountains overlooking the villages, and also into neighboring Cameroon, where they are still taking shelter, waiting for the insurgents to leave these villages for them to come back and bury the dead, because the whole area is now littered with bodies of the dead. About 400, 500 bodies are now all over these villages.
My goodness, 400 to 500 people, you're saying, littering these villages, attacked by Boko Haram on Tuesday. You mentioned something that I want to pick up on. You said that the villagers got word in advance that there would be an attack, and they alerted Nigerian authorities?
Yes, they did, because these attacks are like reprisals over the formation of local vigilantes that have been fending off Boko Haram attacks in the area. And because in one of the villages attacked, Attagara, on Sunday, villagers mobilized and went after gunmen who attacked a church, killing 9 worshippers, killing 4 of the attackers and arresting 4 others. And this kind of daring response from the vigilantes has been a source of fury to the Boko Haram insurgents, who have been carrying out attacks in all villages, pillaging villages, killing and looting property. And this is what happened in the latest attack.
I just want to be very clear. Given the fact that you're saying that the villagers had advance word that there was an attack, and that you're saying that it's your understanding that they alerted Nigerian military, Nigerian authorities, what happened? Were there any troops deployed to that area to protect the residents?
No troops were deployed, and it's become like a tradition. Each time villagers hear of impending attacks, they usually alert the military, which hardly comes to their rescue for 2 reasons. One is that the militants are better organized, better equipped, better funded, and better motivated than the Nigerian soldiers, who are ill-equipped and really and poorly motivated and poorly paid. So, and secondly, in some cases, the insurgents would now put a call to the military, claiming that their village is under attack. And once the military deploys, they lay ambush on the soldiers and kill them before reaching the village in question. So for these 2 reasons, usually soldiers hardly respond to distress calls from villagers.
Okay, one last question for you before I let you go. It's your understanding, as you said, that these militants appeared in these villages dressed in Nigerian military uniforms. I'm seeing reports that they turned up in the same types of vehicles that the Nigerian military normally use. How is Boko Haram able to get their hands on all of this?
This is the question every Nigerian is asking, because these insurgents, they come in hundreds, and all of them dressed in military uniform. And even soldiers have confessed that it's very difficult for them as soldiers to distinguish between the bona fide soldiers and insurgents. I mean, just by mere seeing them. I mean, they have the same equipment, the same vehicles, and at times even the same armored cars. And this is what people are asking: how do these insurgents get these weapons that are meant for the Nigerian army?